Hello guys, it's RagingRaptor here, and I would like to welcome you to the STA-2 review. Is it worth the 30 euros? So, we will do it the same like always. We will first have a garage talk about the stats, the things which are achieved in 10 games, and for example also the crew. Then we'll have a look at the first gameplay, and after that on the second gameplay. And at the end, we have a conclusion if it is worth to get this tank. I would like also to remind you this is the second review, and after this review, I will make a comparison of these two tanks, the AMX CDC and the STA-2. If it is when you want to decide between one of these two tanks, which you should get. But hey, let's move on with the garage talk. And I will start again with the crew layout. As you can see, I have all three premium tanks of the Japanese tree. And you will probably also see that the Kai has this tanker, a radio operator. This radio operator you won't use in the STB1 anymore. But you will have one, because as you can see I used it still in the Chiri. But this is not a big problem, because the STA-2 has the same crew layout like the STA-1, the Type 61 and the STB1. And it also doesn't matter if you still have only the Kai or things like this, because the only problem is you won't have a radio operator in this tank. So when you only look at the crew layout, this tank is perfect to train your crew like the STB1s. But yeah, let's move on to the stats. It has 1402 hit points, it has a weight of 34.45 tons, and has an engine with 500 horsepower. So yeah, this engine, it gives it only an HP to ton ratio from 14.51, which is not that good for a medium. You will also see it in a gameplay scene. The top speed is 45 kilometers per hour, and you won't reach them when you don't go downhill. The traverse speed is fairly high with 44 degrees per second. Something special about this tank is the hull armor is also quite poor, and if you get hit by arty or something like this, you're close to death anyway. The turret armor in return can bounce something, but only when it hits the gun mantle, and then it is not even sure if it will bounce, but it can. But here of course it's again quite weak. The gun is the 90mm rifle gun. This 90mm rifled gun is the same as you can get on the STA-1. That's why I will also get it now. And this 90mm rifle gun is this thing which you can use on the turret, on the first turret, without getting the second one. And as you can see, the gun from the STA-2 is just better, except for the dispersion at 100 meters, that's the same. But it has better stats because this is the top gun for the STA-2, and this is not the top gun for the STA-1. The STA-1 can even have a better gun with more penetration, with more than 20mm of penetration more. And yes, this 20mm of penetration you feel. But yeah, the gun has 8.45 rate of fire, which is fairly high. That also results in a good DPM. I have now 5.99 seconds reload, but yeah, I think you get the gist. With this gun, with this layout, it has a DPM of 2400, which is fairly high when you compare it to other medium tanks. The average penetration is really low of 158. At least it is higher on the Pershing. And on the Pershing has only 180. It even has the heat, which don't lose its penetration over distance. Even compared to the Pershing, it's a better Pershing compared to just the Pershing has turret armor. So yeah. Oop, wrong tech tree. The rate of fire, as I said, is 8.45 shots per minute and I have 6 seconds reload time. The turret traverse is also fairly high with 44 degrees per second. The view range with 380 meters is okay for tier 8, I would say. But what's the biggest problem about this tank? It has full matchmaking. It has not really much penetration in tier 10 battles. It gets fucked apart quite fast. And yeah, you will also see this in my 10 games. I really fucked up and I also don't really like the tank. I made 10 games alone, as always, and achieved 40% win chance. This is not good, and I think you know that this is not good when you compare to other tier 8 tanks. I will make it like this and you will see. There are only 4 more other tanks where I'm not that good. Arty and Charioteer. And this probably, but it's still above 50%. So yeah, 10 games and I won only 40%. I had quite an okayish hit ratio. It's below my average. My average is, I think, oh no, it's above the average, excuse me. 1% above. The damage ratio is 1.42, which is not really good. The destruction ratio is also only 2, and the armor use coefficient is not really there, but we know it has no armor. My average experience is 861 and the average damage is 1600. This is really bad. I normally have on tier 8 tanks close to 2000. Except for tanks which I also not really dislike, but it's roughly around 2000 and 1900. Depends on the tank. Here I have 1600, which is really, except for this tank for example, but on other tanks I am above, most tanks are above it. Yeah, damage received 1100 and only 474 spotted. That's not really important because you don't need to be the spotter. My maximum experience per battle is only 1696. And maximum damage per battle was once really cool with 3747. But I only destroyed 2 tanks. So yeah, to the awards. Here we still have nothing. 1 Confederate and 1 Defender. So I even tried to help our team to win in defending things. At least I managed in a 6 out of 10 this game to do more than 1420 damage, which is important in my opinion. And I received once a Lehaslovia medal, which is also quite okay. This game you will also see. But yeah, from the stats you can see that either I had a really bad day. These were also the 10, after the 10 games for the CDC I made this 10 games, so I was in a killing spree. I have at the moment to say, only from the garage stats now, it wasn't really worth this 30 euros. But hey, we'll have a look now into the first gameplay scene, which will be the 3700 damage game. So yeah, stay with me and we'll see what we did there right. So here we are on the first gameplay scene on a standard battle on Tundra. The first thing we do is probably also help our team when they want to know if the MXCDC or the STA-2 is good or not. I said it is not good, the STA-2. So yeah, we are going to the hill, what good mediums normally do. You can see it feels slow. In my opinion it really feels slow. And you will also see that the MXCDC, which is also coming to this side, is much faster. I even write that well wrong, but yeah. As you can see, AMX CDC is already on the hill. But in my opinion, he made quite a poor choice. Also, in fact, I was quite lucky that the RT was not focusing me. As you can see, probably he didn't saw it. Here my first thought is, okay, let's better load HE. This is really important, guys. Tactical HE. Did you see that? 376 damage. It was of course a luck shot that it made so much damage when you compare it to only 320 damage. But still, this guy in return shoots just 450 damage through my turret, as you can see. Stop again. The turret is really weak. See this? Yep. So yeah, we have now received 450 damage and dealt 376 damage. And we still don't drive on the hill because it's too risky. It was too risky anyway also in the beginning. We still try to focus the AMX CDC because we still have HE loaded. This is also really important, guys. When you know there is a weak armored tank like a Waffle Trigger or an FV 450 stage 2 or an AMX CDC now, load tactical HE, I call it. And as I also can see, the AMX CDC was not even spotted when he shot on me. We still only focus him on... yeah. Unfortunate I missed that shot, he tricked me a little bit there. But still, we just keep on focusing on him. But now we will see that he stopped trying to go for us because, yeah. But in return, our team pushes, which is fairly good, so we can try to capture the hill. But first make another nice HE shot. You see, guys, we are now 2.5 minutes in the game and we only shot HE but still have 709 damage. It's really important that you need also to learn to shoot with HE. But yeah, here, see, I was lucky again, another tank which is vulnerable to HE. Now I loaded an AP and we go on the hill and load HE again. This is really good about this thing, it has such a fast reload time with 5.99 seconds. But it also the amount of ammo is fairly low. It can happen that you will shot quite much, and I have to say I will also probably lose 1 or 2 more HE shell. And here again we quite have gun depression and an excellent shot into his engine and we burned him. I have to say about the accuracy it's 0.37 and here okay we have some good penetration hits and accurate hits, but still the accuracy is not that good. See, and here we shot his lower plate. But what is interesting to know, I see here that I only lose 10 mm of penetration for 430 meters. I'm honest, I didn't look how it was on the AMX CDC, but I think this is a fairly good value, only 10 mm of penetration. But again, we got the problem of slow traveling shells. At least now we already achieved that we have our mid damage from all 10 games is 16,000. And still we couldn't do here anything, so we try to use our gun depression. But I stop here to show you guys, the gun depression is okay, but I got the feeling on the AMX CDC it's better. The question is now, if we would... okay, no, this is not the question. This is something for an for the comparison video. But still, as you can see, we have also quite good gun stabilization while moving. And yes, we can punch DPM. That's not a big deal. I don't know how this shot penetrated, but still. Now the Tiger P was aiming at us and we needed to back off, otherwise we would have hit the shot. But lucky for our teammate, he showed me, oh, I can shoot there. And you can also see that the camouflage of this tank is not that good. I already have the feeling that excuse me, my voice. I already have the feeling that both new premium tanks don't have such good camouflage. But yeah, what can we do about this? Not really much. And you saw in the crew that we have close to full camo crew on this tank. But at least this worked quite well. We went down there without any problem. And now we are going to move in soft terrain. And you can see... no, I don't think this has to be medium terrain, otherwise it would be much slower. But here, you saw, the gun stabilization was really good. And again, no problem to shoot into his turret, but this was unfortunate. I missed that shot so hard. It's stupid. But yeah, what can we do? We are at least now at 3322 damage. And I already want to say, guys, even if I don't really like this tank, I want to show you the full potential. And this tank has its potential in damage per minute. But still, you can see that we just really we are not really that fast. We are moving quite slowly. And also, if someone wouldn't have helped us, he could have killed us. Now I'm loading heat because I want to be sure to do at least one more shot. The heat runs of this tank are really high, the penetration, they are 275. For example, the STA-11 and the 112 doesn't have so much heat penetration, have only 250. I even thought I got here the kill, but the RHM got it somehow. But yeah, that's why we also have quite high ammunition costs, as you will see in the end. Here I might have wrong guessed that the art is down here, so yeah, we will just speed this up because it will be slow finished. Well, the art is at the lowest place. So here it is. Pause it. You can see we have 70mm of turret armor, but we didn't bounce anything. But we were able to do 3700 damage, which is a huge amount of damage in tier 8 game. In tier 8 tank in a tier 9 game. It also shows me that this tank would be great with special matchmaking, but yeah. Wargaming says guns with 175mm of penetration have special matchmaking on tier 8, and 185 is enough for tier 10. Yep. I am asking myself if they are going to change something on this tank, but guys, let's move on. Because this is what we got. 96,889 credits, Fire of Effect, Badge of First Class, and the Confederate Medal. 1,865 experience. We did 700 more damage than the tier 9 tank of our team, which is of course shows that we did a great job. But okay, he made 5 kills, yeah, only 2. So yeah, we shot 20 shots and had 15 direct hits, and 14 of them penetrated, which is, even with that bad penetration, a fairly good, should I say, value. But when you see it, I also had games on other maps where I didn't penetrate shit, and this is really unhealthy. Because, you know, this tank, like, only 240 damage, and it doesn't penetrate so much. It's stupid. But you can see, even without premium, would have a moderate amount of credits. So yeah, but yeah, guys, let's move on to the second gameplay scene where I got a Lehaslovia medal, but not that good damage. So here we are in the second gameplay scene in a standard tier 10 battle. Well, it's not that standard, then we have one tier 10 tank more, but they have 2 tier 9 tanks more. But you see, we were quite fucked, and it is also like this, we lost the game. I chose this gameplay scene to show you in tier 10 battles that you really depend on what the enemy has. Also, yeah, this is probably the second last game that I have to say. Now guys, probably the first gameplay scene I showed you a full potential of this tank, but after these 10 games it was a waste of 30 euros. It is. And I only got my damage because I was lucky to see a waffle trigger, which was easy to kill for me with the HE. Yes, I also say that the AMX CDC is also great, and it's true. And yeah, at least the snapshot abilities of this tank is not that bad. But still, we try to go to the standard place for a medium. Our waffle triggers also did so, what was probably in the end quite bad an idea. So yeah, what do we try to do? We try to do some damage on the Leopard 1, because he already killed one of ours. But then we saw this Walker Bulldog, but we don't have a chance to shoot him. Still, we already lost the tier 10 tank, which is not that good. But hey, here we go for the first tier 10 tank kill. And we instantly go and duck and cover because a Waffle Trigger killed our Aufklärungspanther. Still, I made here a bad call. I was still spotted somehow and I received a shot in the engine. I was now like, okay, where did he hit me? But I'll show you guys, it was here. As you can see, quite stupid shot here, but yeah, what can we do? 3 to 6, we only have 180 damage. I tried to think, okay, what could be the GB Panther to make a blind shot about over the draw range, but yeah, he was already dead. And we can't push, we don't have armor, we are just weak. But here we have a good chance to shoot at the Waffle Trigger, and we think I even hit this. Unfortunately, we didn't have a chance to shoot the Walker Bulldog, because Bulldogs also tend to like HE. And yes, we hit the Waffle Trigger, as you can see from his HP now. Unfortunate, again he went behind cover and we needed to drive down to get shots on him. And again, at least you can see that, of course it was a miss, but for snapshotting this tank is really good. So here we had a great shot on him, and we can even finish him for the Lehaslovia medal. But still we are on 8 to 10, we are at 658 damage. This is nothing. This is really nothing. I only got lucky to do my damage because I was able to shoot not high armored tanks. So yeah, what do we do now? We try to spot for our Waffle Triggers, because it's the only thing I thought will be good enough. And unfortunately the wargaming guy, youuuu, is looking at us. I thought, yeah, probably he will miss, but nope, the gold shell was not missing. And again you see the shells are just so slow. And at least backwards we are roughly 20 kilometers, which is nice. Here we got at least some more spotting damage, which is great. Gives us more credits. But still, we are at 900 damage. And there is, I am asking myself why he shot gold. Because as a good player, I would never shoot gold anymore, because there are 3 guys left. 3 guys which have no armor. But still I was able to do one more shot. And another miss. And I was now, okay, I will get killed by the E4 or by the IS-3. So I tried to do at least one more shot on the Bulldog, but The E4 got us. So yeah, 2 gameplay scenes, 2 different outcomes. Let's see what we achieved that in this game. Well, we achieved nothing. We achieved in defeat 61,000 base credits and the Lehaslovia medal, as well as the Fire of Affect medal. Yeah. We did the 5 most damage in our team. We did more than one of our waffle triggers. We even had a Crusader SP, I see now, and our FV215B. We were fucked anyway in this game. We had 2 tier 7 tanks. It was done anyway. And then the enemy team had a lot better guys. And I couldn't carry with this tank. I did 10 shots, 9 direct hits and only 6 penetrations. Yep, this is stupid. It is. We had in total, we had 50,000 credits with it. We had 900 spotting damage, which also gives us some of these credits. But still, I think you saw, in tier 10 battles, you're so dependent on getting weak armored tanks. So yeah, let's move on to the final conclusion, and I think you already get the gist that I don't really like this tank. So here we are in the conclusion. We saw now 2 games, 2 different outcomes. We had one game where we showed that the DPM of this tank is amazing. And on the other game we were just lucky that we had weak armored tanks. So, what are the pros of this tank? Good damage per minute and good crew layout. What are the cons? No penetration, no speed, the gun depression could be better, no armor. Yeah, I really have to say, guys, this tank is as a premium. There are 2 options. You can have it as a premium tank or as a crew trainer. In both ways, this tank is not worth the 30 euros. Seriously. In my opinion, this is really a bad tank. Of course, I could say I have had 10 bad games, but still. I'm a good player, I know how to play tanks, but I don't really like this tank. No. It's... When you want to have a crew trainer, get the Chino Kai, you anyway have the radio operator, you anyway have it when you, of course, grinded that STB1. As a premium tank, there are a lot better things. Like, for example, an i6 or the AMX CDC now, and the AMX CDC is even better because it's the first French premium medium tank. Now, I have to say, guys, don't buy this tank. It's, in my opinion, a waste of money. Seriously, it's a waste of money and it's not worth it. So, yeah. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and won't walk into the trap which Wargaming said to you. That this tank should be good. Good. It's bad. It's really bad. When you want to play an ST version, to play the fucking STA-1, it has a better gun, it has probably less damage per minute, but it has a better gun, it has much more penetration. When you want the premium tank, the AMX CDC of course has less armor and tends to get shot with HE at. But still, the gun is more accurate, the gun has more penetration. Yes, it's faster, it has more gun depression, it's even a better camouflage. Seriously, this tank is a waste of money. And even I have a better crew on this tank than on the AMX CDC. And I was much better in the AMX CDC. So yeah, guys, subscribe for the latest World of Tanks Super Test news as well as reviews, as you can see from new premium tanks from the live server. Yes, guys, this is the live server. That's why I say this is a waste of money. Don't buy it for the live server. And if you didn't saw it that on the test server it was bad, then we did something wrong. I only did review for you guys that you don't buy this tank. It's bad. When you wanted the crew trainer for Japan, buy the Chino Kai. It's a funny tank. Of course, it also does not have special matchmaking, but it's a good tank. It's even, in my opinion, a better sniper than the STA-2. And for its tier it has quite good penetration. But yeah, as I said, leave a like when you won't buy this tank and you think that this review was helpful for you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and as always, good luck on the battlefield.